Hello, viewers. I'm SB.
You're not streaming it. I can't see it.
That's correct. I forgot to press the.
Are we still recording?
We are still recording. It's still. I don't know how to turn this thing off. I just go till the hard drive fills up. I'm SB,
Nine Amabel.
and welcome to Pentiment. All of you, viewers and Amabel alike, welcome to Pentiment. Can y'all see it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All
I
right.
can I can see it. Yeah.
Okay. So you had a burning need to talk about a thing here.
Did
There's a
I?
question at the top of everybody's mind, and I think we should just get this out of the way here quickly, while I walk over toward the.
Are we going in the monastery? That is my
Yeah, we're
question.
gonna go. Yes, we're gonna go in the church here.
Okay.
Can we use? No, we can only use this door. That was your okay. We were gonna talk about
Oh,
the
right.
elephant in the room, the ghost here.
The obvious, who it obviously is.
Yes, the
Who it,
obvious
the
ghost
only
in the
person,
room.
the only person it has to be.
Yeah. So like,
Because after the episode, I said, "Well, it's obvious, isn't it?" And you're like, "Is it?"
I was not thinking. Okay, here's the thing. I'm stupid.
You're not.
And
No,
everybody
don't.
knows that. No, it's just you and I. We've talked about this a lot before. You and I take in stories in different ways.
Okay.
My brain does a lot of gathering and not a lot of like thinking forward. Naturally, I just like get all the pieces and just do nothing but gather pieces until the story's over. Then I start figuring things out. And so anything the story is going to tell me by the time it's done, I generally don't bother to figure out because like the story's going to tell me. You are much sharper. You put things together while the thing is still happening, and so you were like, you we got to the paint part, and you were like, oh, it's Andreas. Andreas is still alive and living under the church,
Yeah.
and like I'm not disagreeing with you. To be clear, I want to make everything. I want to make everybody really, really clear what my position is. I don't think you're wrong. Logistically, it has to be. It basically has to be Andreas, right?
Hmm.
We were talking about like the utility of story threads and stuff. With Andreas suddenly dead, all of the thread puller information is lost, and so there's no way for us to make progress on that. Him being alive solves that problem, but like, but I do think it's dumb.
Oh no, I think it's great,
I
and
think I think it is bad. I do not. I think it's a bad twist.
it's very. See, it doesn't feel like a twist to me though, because it feels once they introduce the ghost, it is
Yeah.
so there's no mystery as to who the ghost is. It feels quite telegraphed. And it feels like because is someone who knows about the tunnel, someone
Yeah.
who can come up and get food from the kitchen, would leave a book around
Hmm.
for the nuns to find. And yeah, stealing paint. Well, yeah, no, we know who it is, and I think it makes sense as far as just his character arc, and it's very much in keeping with certain strains of literature, of romantic literature, where people like the thing that I brought up because you did mention there's some like logistical concerns as far as like how did he survive
Yeah.
all these Bavarian winters and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I
What I said specifically, and
yeah, go ahead.
I want this on the record,
Hmm.
is that I'm not saying that you are wrong about Andreas Mahler being alive, but I am saying that the story is going to tell us that Andreas Mahler is alive underneath the church and nobody knows about it. The story is wrong. Cause
Oh
like, no. Right?
no, but it's cool. It's okay.
No.
So, but
If what actually turns out to happen is that it's Andreas, he's alive, and like half of the town does know and they're helping him, that that's more sensible. But you would think Magdalene would be on the inside of that,
oh
right?
yeah, absolutely. So no, I think it's a very much a secret thing. Maybe a couple people know, and I
Yeah,
think
maybe it wouldn't take very many, but like I just do not believe that he's stealing a person's worth of food every day and surviving winter with no like I don't buy it.
see. I mean, you certainly can poke holes in it.
Yeah.
The holes are there.
I
The
might
holes are
argue that it comes pre-poked.
the holes are there to use. But I
I
feel like it's. Are you okay?
I was drinking water when you said that.
I feel like it's Miss Havisham rules, right? I feel like yeah, parts of it don't make literal sense, but it makes like I don't want to say thematic sense, but like
Yeah, that's right. You don't, because it doesn't. In this
it does.
case, it
It,
absolutely
no,
doesn't.
I think it does because well, let's go in and let's find
Yeah, okay. This is
you
my
know.
problem with it. Like, I think I'd be willing to be a lot more forgiving with it if it was an extension of the themes, but it's very difficult for me to see how this guy being alive and punching through the upper layer essentially is not the opposite of the themes to some extent. And like,
Well,
we're gonna
except
see how
for
they do it, right? We're gonna see how they do
yeah,
it. I'm expressing a lot of concerns that may turn out to be not. Maybe they'll figure it out, but I
yeah.
don't see how.
And I think in stories there are certain like plot contrivances that I can take more readily than you can. I think because I've watched a lot of and read a lot of like dumb shit, you know.
I'm familiar with more bad media. Listen,
Did
I
you?
think
Yeah.
we're on the same page here. All I'm saying is that it would be bad,
But
and you're saying sure it's bad, but that's fine.
it's also it's like okay, an example I've also come up with
Sure.
in conversation with you is the 1999 film by Paul Schrader, Forever Mine,
Okay, here we
which
go.
yeah, I think I only told you like one thing about Forever Mine,
Okay, yep.
which is like the main character is killed halfway through, thrown into the spoiler alert, I guess, and Ray Liotta throws the body into a pit where they're doing construction, and then covers it with cement, and then 10 years later, there's this mysterious person who is taking out all Ray Liotta's people, and it turns out it's that guy that he killed who survived, and the film never tells you how he survived, and that's rad, and I love it. I love it so much. I don't think you would love that. I think you'd be very upset by that.
I can tell you how he survived. He didn't. The film is wrong. That's not who it is.
It is though.
Got it. Solved it.
You solved it. You got it, baby.
Got it in one. I don't know. Let's
Yeah.
see how they actually handle it, and then I'll shout more at the end if I feel it's justified. My God, this is amazing. I wonder what it must have looked like before the fire. Everything collapsed in the fire. What a weird sentence to follow up that previous sentence with. I'll have to be careful climbing over this rubble to get past.
Let's see now. If she was trans, she could just double jump and air dash over this. But
Yeah, this is how we know she's cis. She absolutely could have just walked around. Like, we can see there's a big area here where it's just like there's just bits of wood on the floor. Oh shit. They should have drawn this differently if they wanted this to make sense.
oh no!
Oh no, I can't get back up there. If I climb it, it might collapse further. If only there was someone around here who could show me where the secret passages were. Alright, let's see what the state is of this thing here. Grim, it turns out. Oh, there's nothing left of the old staircase. I guess I can't go this way. These vines go all the way to the top, though, and they look sturdy enough to hold my weight. Well, there's no other way out. Well, she didn't really look around for very long.
Yeah, and there are no diamonds to like recharge her. Oh, she got it. Okay.
I can see all of Tassing from here. I wonder if I can piece together the foundations of the Abbey and find a way to get to the library. Yeah, it'd be over here somewhere. Oh, I bet I could get down this way. The roof looks pretty stable. That's a really dangerous thing to think about a building with a huge amount of fire damage and 18 years of neglect.
You know what's not fun is being on top of roofs. Do not like.
Yeah, I don't think you should. That's not the natural order of those things. The roof is supposed to be above you. That's how roofs work.
Yep. Oh, that's very correct.
I'm just like, in 18 years, the number of things you would need. And we're not just talking about food, right? We're talking about, like, at some point your clothes are going to wear through and you can repair them, but only to a certain extent, right? It's like, I feel like too many things would have to go missing. Somebody would have to know. There's no way nobody knows if he's actually still, like, living out here. Oh, God. I remember when the library burned down. Dad told me I was just a baby, but I remember the flames coming out of the windows. So many people were screaming and running around. I cried myself to sleep that night. I haven't seen this place since then. It doesn't look like there's anything left inside. I suppose it was too much to hope for. Well, Magdalene, how are you going to get out of here?
I actually really liked that, that involuntary flash of memory, the way they handled that in the dialogue there.
Yeah, that's nice. These roses seem to have made the Abbey their home. I'm glad something beautiful is still growing here. I mean, there's got to be a place where the wall is, damaged and decrepit enough that we could essentially just climb out, right? Has to.
Yeah.
Like, look at this. The wall on this side is like 4 feet tall. Is this going to be the same rose text? Yep. Okay. I guess we could head inside. I guess we don't really have a choice but to head inside.
Yeah. Oh, we don't know the cat's name.
I wonder if there were always this many cats at the Abbey. Perhaps I can ask Wojslav what he remembers during his time here.
So this reminds me of a movie.
Are we friends? We're cool. Sorry, go ahead.
There's a movie I'm not going to show you called Into Great Silence. It's a 2.5-hour documentary about Benedictine monks doing monk stuff, mostly not talking.
Sure.
But there are several cats in the movie, and they are very charming, those cats. Not enough to make you watch 2.5 hours of monks doing monk stuff. But...
This door's stuck. Can't get through this way. Alright, well, we're not that far from the front of the church. Huh. I like his new style. A real evolution here. Oh, an old mural. It's worn, but I can still see some of the figures. A dance of death? What? Well, these figures look new. The paint can't be more than a few years old. Oh.
Oh, what?
Hey, look, I put something together before you for a change. Someone's been adding to this.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
This feels wrong. Who would add new figures to the Dance of Death? And why? Well, these look like people from the town, from here. People who died. Well, this must be the Baron, and that's Otto. Wait, is that... Oh, we're being approached. Someone's here. Hello? She said that out loud to herself, by the way. Someone's here. That was not a thought bubble. Who are you? Why would you whisper to yourself out loud, someone's here? If you're trying to be quiet, just think it. Just think it with your brain. I really like, as brutal as this depiction of Otto is, I really like this, like the tree growing out of him. I think that's very poetic. And then you have the alchemical symbols here: fire, earth, air, and water, and the what's it called? The code wheel thing. This style is fucking rad. I'm way into it, but obviously, yeah. I guess that's why it's a good idea to convince Casper to leave. Damn it. Being nice to people never pays off. Oh, the door. Whoever was watching me must have opened it. I don't think it's intentional. We're getting like a door opening sound effect on every new line of text. That's got to be a bug, right? That's very weird.
Yeah, that's probably a bug.
Oh, I don't like this. I think I've seen everything left of the Abbey. I want to get out of here. Yeah, we should probably. Have we always been... Is there always... I feel like there's always a sound that plays when a line of text displays, but I don't feel like it's always that one. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. It feels super weird because it's so quiet in there. Snowing already. The almanac said it shouldn't start for another week at least. I think we're in for a hard winter. I should get back to the rat house and get to work. And I guess that's all we're allowed to do. You doing okay there, sweetie?
No.
No?
No.
It is very sad.
Also, I'm a big baby, is the thing, so it... Thank you, estrogen. I hope that's all we get. I hope we don't get any explanation beyond that.
To be perfectly honest with you,
we know it and she doesn't.
To be perfectly honest with you, I would be okay with that. I think I would be all right with that hint, even given my complaints about how Andreas definitely can't have survived. But there's no way, because they're gonna have to close the loop on the thread puller thing, right? Like the law of conservation of narratives.
Well, I hope they don't. I hope we stumble upon it some other way. Because I actually like... Here's the thing that I like about horror media.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you watch a lot of horror media, sweetheart, but one thing I like about it is when the things are not explained. It just is there, and it is a mystery we don't have an answer for. It is a thing that feels supernatural, only seeing the edges of it. I like that better than when, like, I don't know, someone explains the rules of how this thing is supposed to work or whatever, or explains it away. So I like the idea of this just weird, eerie thing without an explanation. Does that make sense?
I mean, I guess, except for the fact that it's not that for us, right? You're saying it's like that for her, but we know what it is. I don't.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I get it. Let's work on the mural.
Okay.
Mural?
Mural.
I can't.
Magdalene. Dr. Stoltz. So you're doing quick work with the mural, eh? I hope that doesn't make you sloppy. Okay, motherfucker. Yeah, we're snapping at him, right? Maximum
Yeah.
snapping at him. Well, I'm faring better than my father. Are your remedies even doing anything? More than a girl like you can understand, Magdalene. Healing the human body isn't like mixing paints. In any case, the council wants to hear what you're doing. I've been researching the early Christian history of Tassing after the Romans left. Learning how people settled in the ruins, how the Abbey was founded, why our saints are so important to us. It was a lot to take in, but I've settled on my subject. And... I feel like I like the middle one, showing
Okay.
Lady Kearsau founding the Abbey. This is certainly the most like directly. I don't know. I guess that's a matter of opinion. Because the reception of the Christian settlers is also a thing that objectively happened. But this feels to me like the most important step, given what we already painted. I'm trying to think of like how you would cover all of that space. This feels to me like it covers the next part of the thing the best.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's definitely subjective.
I agree with you. Let's go with the middle one.
All right. I want to show history how it happened. I'll paint Lady Kearsau founding the Abbey from the old Bergfried. I might rub some people in town the wrong way. The saints are a core part of Tassing's history, after all. People want to cling to all manner of stories in order to give their lives some meaning. Remember, the mural isn't for your benefit, but to make Tassing look good. Yeah, just let me do my job, Doctor. After this section, there's still so much work to do. I haven't even figured out how I'm going to portray the revolt. Yes. I imagine it poses difficulties that the other murals do not. It's a strange thing to tell a story that still lives in the hearts of so many people here. I don't think anyone wants to talk about it. They've all just locked it away. Sounds like you have your work cut out for you. I'll leave you to it then. Oh, Dr. Stoltz? Yes. I mean, we should ask, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to... No, it's fine. Have you ever seen someone lurking around the Abbey? Or heard about it? Well, I haven't been up to the Abbey in years. And no, I haven't heard of anything like that. Why? I've seen someone following me a few times. No, I don't know anything about it.
A few times?
Yeah, that's not correct, actually. She's just lying to him for no reason. Now, if there's nothing else... No, good night, Dr. Stoltz.
One, yeah.
Good night, Magdalene. There's no point in saying asshole under your breath about somebody who's standing right in front of you.
Yeah.
Now I only have the final part of the mural to finish. How should I paint the revolt? Dad always talked about how the Archdeacon was the only one seeking justice in those days. But what was his name? The only name I can remember is the name of the Archdeacon who came to Tassing when the Baron was killed. Jacob Estler. And maybe he wrote an account of the revolt as an Archdeacon. I'll write to him and ask. And, of course, I need to write back to Esther, too. I'll write to them tonight before bed. Oh, wait, there's a note on my bed. All right, where to begin? I'll write to the Archdeacon, Jacob Estler, and see if he can tell me about the revolt. Yep, no, I know, because we just said that. There's a lot of that going on this act, I feel like. Just a lot of repetition and stuff.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that. Like there was a lot of hand holding in some of the previous acts, and that's where I worry about them. Like I don't know, having Andreas show up or something to explain everything because they do kind of over explain things, don't they?
Yeah. I
Ah,
just I just mean like very specifically like a character will say two lines and then they'll say the same two lines
two
again
lines
immediately
again.
after.
Yeah.
Jacob Essler, formerly Archdeacon of Freising. My name is Magdalene Druckerin. I'm an artist in the town of Tassing in Upper Bavaria. I believe you passed through our community when you investigated Baron Rothvogel's murder at Kierso Abbey in 1518. Do you remember anything about that case that the people in Tassing might not remember? Uh, did I'm trying to remember. Did we didn't tell him, right? Did we tell
Uh,
him?
we told him about the notes. Yeah.
Okay. Because this could be a way that Magdalene could get that
Yeah.
information without having to receive it from Andreas.
In fact, I think that's where Andreas coined the term thread puller.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, there all three of these questions give room for him to respond with information about the thread puller. So okay. In particular, do you remember anything about someone writing notes to provoke the killer? More have appeared in Tassing in subsequent years, seemingly harbingers of death. Thank you for any help you can give. Magdalene Druckerin. Dearest Esther, I hope you are well. You must know how tremendously happy I am for you and Simon. And Alicia too, of course, and your parents. It warms my heart to know that your family is doing so well. By the time this letter reaches you, I expect winter will have enfolded Tassing. It's already freezing at night, so I've reorganized the workshop so that the inks don't deteriorate. Do you have to worry about that in Prague? You've said it snows, but I always imagined it was warmer in winter. Dad's condition is so much worse, and he's in so much pain. Dr. Stoltz has been, well, he's a useless asshole. Only God knows why he's such a bitter old man, but he's neglected Dad almost entirely. Some days he doesn't show up, and even if he does, he just snaps instructions at me and rushes off. I just wish I understood why. And I worry about Dad. I've asked Agnes for help, but there's only so much we can do alone. He's not going to make it, and there's nothing I can do. Christ, I'm scared, Esther. The mural is progressing well, but I can't shake the feeling that someone's following me. I keep seeing this figure around town. After I explored the mines to see Tassing's early history, and then again in the Abbey ruins. Did we see someone when we were coming out of the mines?
Oh, someone threw something at us, or maybe was looking down at us. We didn't
Oh,
spot them,
that's
though.
right. That's right. There was the shape up above. So I guess that's what she was referring to when she said to Stoltz that.
I guess so. Yeah, I wouldn't have connected those two things myself, but
Partially, it probably has to do with the amount of actual real world time that has passed between episodes for us.
hmm.
Um, I think I'm gonna say the middle. Like this would feel. This seems to me like the most salient concern. Right? We still don't know who it is that attacked Klaus, or why, or what they might want to do next. So, if it's the person who attacked my dad, why are they following me? It's the strangest thing. Given me a fright a few times already. But I don't mean to worry you. Nothing's happened to me yet, so I think I'll be safe. There's certainly been a lot of opportunity, right?
Hmm.
The only good news I can share at the moment is that the mural is almost finished. I should have it completed by Christmas or soon after, before the new year at least. Then, perhaps at long last, I shall be able to visit you and meet this Simon. Anyway, I fear that this will be my last letter of the year. The Reichspost has already been late, and reported worsening snows through the passes. We seem to be stepping into a harsh winter. Stay warm and give my regards to your family and Simon. Yours always, Magda. There's an awful lot of, like, close familiarity in the way she writes to Esther that is not fully returned, I feel like. It's not fully reflected.
Yeah.
Like, Esther's kind and friendly, but Magdalene is very dearest, yours always. Like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know.
I definitely get that energy. Oh, what is it?
How did this get here? Stop. This is just like the note Dad found. Are they trying to scare me? And if I don't stop, are they going to try to kill me next? I need to ask Dad about this. It can't be a coincidence. But he's been so weak. I don't want to upset him. I just need to wait for the right time. I hope there is a right time. It's late. I should get some rest. I really like her facial expressions. She's very communicative. She's very expressive.
Mm-hmm.
The worry on her face when she said, I hope there is a right time. Was...
Yeah.
All right. More days pass as we paint that part of the mural. It's like another 2 weeks-ish.
Yeah.
Mistress Druckerin, only one letter for you today. Well, that's a shame. The pass is nigh impossible to traverse, and the heavy snow is hard on the horse and me. Anyway, happy Advent, my dear. Thank you. Same to you. Ah, a reply from Jacob Essler. Mistress Druckerin, I do recall the Rothvogel case, though it has been over a decade since I have served as an archdeacon. I am no longer associated with the office of the Prince Bishop. In fact, I am no longer associated with the Catholic Church.
Oh, rand.
If you don't mind conversing with a Lutheran, I will tell you what I remember. I like your little interjection. The notes you mentioned do stir something in my memory. One of the men I questioned at Kirsa was an artist from Nuremberg, Andreas Mahler. He mentioned finding notes written in a fine hand, inciting individuals to violence against the Baron. While the scope of my investigation was too narrow to look into the matter, it did concern me. Finding more notes now, after so many years, must mean that their author is still active. If this is the case, a serpent has lain coiled in the bosom of your community for decades. It may lay there still.
Oh, that's a great line.
What causes this serpent to awaken every few years to stage a new killing? I fear that finding the answer to that question may draw you into its reach. Serpents famous for their reach. However, if you are determined to find the source of the trouble, I believe you must inquire with your neighbors. I urge caution in your investigation into this matter. If the serpent merely sleeps, it may be dangerous to poke into its old resting places. I hope this has been of some help to you. I'm really enjoying my metaphor. May God bless and keep you safe. Jacob Essler.
I'm enjoying this metaphor too. I love someone who's melodramatic. It's real good.
No reply from Esther this time. It must have been delayed due to the heavy snow. The postman said I won't receive any more letters until spring. Well, I'd better get back to the rat house then. Still more work to be done. A lot of time passes during this chapter.
Yeah. It is Christmas Eve.
Good morning, Dad. I finally caught up on the mural, and now I can start the final part today. I promise, I'll get it done. Magdalene, I'm proud of you. Thanks, Dad. I'm sorry Dr. Stoltz said you can't come to the festivities tonight. I know how much you love the Perchtenlauf, a Germanic folk ritual celebrated around Christmas time in which townsfolk dress as Perchten and drive evil spirits from the town to protect it in the coming new year. Perchten, maybe? Perchten? I don't know.
Well, what we really need is like a big fest where people are in disguise. That feels very safe for us.
Oh, there's always next year. Right. How are you feeling? Dr. Stoltz said he would come by again today. Fine. I'm fine. Are you sure? Do you need anything? No. Go on. I'm all right. In fact, my spirits are lifted today. It's Christmas Eve, after all. Of course. What's wrong? Dad, I found a note back in November. A note? What do you mean? It was like a note that I found in your plans for the murals. Just a scrap of parchment. It looked like it came out of an old manuscript. Elaborate writing, purple ink. It just said, stop. Do you know where they came from or who wrote them? Magdalene, Well, I managed to hit the mute button that time at least. Whew.
Poor girl.
Sorry, that one got me a little bit dizzy.
Oh no.
Alright. Oh god, that must be Otz. He said he'd drop by with more firewood. If you know something, I'd like you to tell me, alright? I know, I will. Can we talk about it later? Dad, I really feel like it would be a good idea to talk about it now. I'll tell you, I promise. All right. I'll be back later. Good. Take care of yourself out there.
What are the odds he's going to die before we get to talk to him about it?
Right, why would this be the way this goes? I know he's in denial about the state that he's in, but like why would he be like, well, yes, that's a critical matter. We'll talk about it at some point in the undefined future. Just like, what? For what? To what end?
I mean,
he knows he's in a story and he's trying not to exhaust his narrative value. It's like, surely they won't kill me if I haven't.
there's that, but also I know people who have been in not in a hit in the brains condition, but in a terminal condition who would say that they talk about something important, tell them something important, and then still put it off. That does happen. That's believable to me in this instance.
Well, yeah, like something that they're specifically trying to avoid ever having to talk about.
Maybe. I don't know. In experiences I've had, in an experience that I had, I felt like they did want to talk about it and just anyway.
Morning, Magdalene. This is kind of funny because we know the almanac was wrong. But like if she believes in it, she's like willing to discount the ways in which it is wrong and point out the ways in which it is right. That's a very human behavior. Morning. I told you the almanac was right, didn't I? The moon forecasted a cold winter this year. Fine, you're right. It's a good thing you paid attention to it too. Saved me a lot of trouble finishing work early. Anyway, here, I brought some firewood for you and your dad. Thank you, Otts. You're welcome. So, how's your dad? You think he can join everyone for Christmas Mass? I think he'll stay in bed tonight. I'll do my best to be there. I need to keep working on the mural, though. I'm working on the final section. About the Peasants' Revolt, right? It feels weird to talk about. It affected Tassing so much, but we were just kids. I can't remember what happened since I was just a baby. I never even knew my dad. That's what makes it difficult. I need to ask those who are already adults that night, but I don't want to touch raw nerves. What if you spoke to people while everyone was preparing for the Christmas festivities? Clara sometimes talks about that night. Mom, too. You might be able to ask them. Wojslav and Matilda are the only two Benedictines left living in Tassing. Maybe they'll talk to me. I didn't think of that. Still, the mural's for Tassing, not the old Abbey. Agnes has always been in Tassing, right? I'd go to her if I were you. I mean, we're gonna talk to everybody, right? Oof. Dad said she helped bury everyone who died that night. I wonder if she'd talk about it. Well, it's your project, Magdalene. Might be worth a try. I wrote to the old Archdeacon about it, too. He thinks the Baron's murder and Otto's death are connected to the revolt. The who? Oh, listen, it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, what if all the deaths in Tassing are connected? I don't see how that old Baron has anything to do with the revolt. Are you feeling all right?
Motherfucker.
I think you're looking for connections that aren't there. Maybe this mural project is getting to you. Obviously, we're going to forge forward here. The question is, how much of a jerk am I going to be about it? He's being pretty dismissive here.
Yeah.
You're useless. Whatever. I'm just trying to look out for you. I'll figure it out somehow. Thanks for the wood. See you later, Mags. Hey, he's still doing the Mags thing. Ugh. I think I made the right choice.
Do you notice he opened with Magdalene when he started talking to us this time, and then went to Mags?
Yeah,
that's some shit.
That's shitty.
That's on purpose.
Yeah. All right, talk to everybody. Better get started. Yeah. Okay, so a lot of talking to people up ahead here. I do not feel like the scarf, the heavy scarf that she's wearing, is enough modification to her clothing for a cold winter.
It is a good look, though.
It's a cool look, but as someone who has grown up in cold winters,
I'm
just gonna leave my entire arm exposed from the elbow. It's cool. I don't need fingers to paint.
Yeah, but like, how many clothes does everyone have?
Gloves exist.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, Paul has nothing to say. Anna has nothing to say. Elsa might. Elsa has nothing to say. Ulrich, where were you during the revolution? Okay, everybody's fine and adorable here at the bill.
Oh, did you see the little drawings on the wall?
Yes, I did.
They were so cute.
They were very cute. Hello. Kazimierz. Hello, Magdalene. You're Kazimierz, right? You're with Alexander. Musicians? Yes. I play shaman lute. He sings. Do you mind if I ask what happened to your voice? Rather not. Yeah, okay, that's fair. I hate to just be like, it seems like conversing is a pain for you, so I'm going to leave you alone. Because, like, that could be a lonely life, right? But
Yeah.
it does kind of seem that way. I guess I'm going to ask, what are you two doing in Tassing? I mean, he doesn't look annoyed or anything.
I don't remember these two at all.
No, these two are new. Ask Alexander. Sorry. Yeah, of course. Of course I should ask Alexander. Why would... Okay, yep. Well, if it isn't Magdalene? Yeah, that's me. Ah, good. I have seen you around and heard your name mentioned. I apologize for not introducing myself sooner. I am Alexander. This is my partner, Kazimierz. We are musicians by trade, travelers by necessity. The weather trapped us on our way back to Würzburg for a Christmas celebration. I had hoped to win the Meistersinger competition there, but alas, we are trapped here until the pass is clear. Members of a guild for lyric poets, composers, and singers of singers of unaccompanied art songs. Meistersingers perform in regular competitions, often held at a rat house or church. How are you finding Tassing? Well, everyone has been quite kind, and no one has thrown anything at me for my music. Considering the circumstances, I'm counting that as a success. I have to admit, I was quite upset that I had missed my opportunity to sing at the Meistersinger competition. He practiced so much for it. Yes, it's hard not to view the last year as a waste. Well, you can try again next Christmas, can't you? Well, of course. Though the older I get, the less comfort I take in the possibilities of the future. Yo. Same.
Yeah.
Missed opportunities sting more with each passing year. Well, I mean, you have an audience here, the people of Tassing. And perform for them I will. I love performing for people wherever I go. When I sing for people, I want to move them. I want to see it on their faces. It's only in that moment that I can connect with them. That's the only truth I know. Meistersinger judges will rate me as they will, but that's not why I want to perform for them. I want to move the masters the way they moved me. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, I'm trying to think about the way... We haven't really seen how people receive Magdalene's art. The council seems perpetually unimpressed with us, but, like, we don't know what the people of the town are going to think of the mural, and I'm assuming that they're not generally allowed to go look at it yet.
No.
So...
Yeah,
I don't know if she really even knows.
Yeah.
That being the case, I guess the bottom thing, like one of these bottom two must be... Does she do it for Dad? I don't think so. I think her father's important to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say this bottom one.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm doing an awful lot of talking to just justify like the obvious thing here, but I suppose I make art for my own satisfaction. But certainly if travelers didn't enjoy the art your father prints, they wouldn't buy it. Well, I suppose that's true. Consciously or unconsciously, we're all shaped by those who came before and those who surround us. I'm sorry, I'm just feeling a bit melancholy, I suppose. Yeah, it's the long nights. I suppose you're right. All that darkness. Perhaps the Christmas feast will lift my spirits. Will I see you there? Absolutely. Almost everyone in town should be there. Then I look forward to it. Until then.
That is a very nice hat
Okay.
that he has.
It is very hot. I'll say that about it.
Well, that's what I like about it.
You could keep a museum piece under there, 2 to 3 chickens. It has utility at the least.
Yeah.
Hello, Magdalene. Hello, Hans. Did you need something? I just wanted to see what you were doing. Well, I was just about to leave. I have to go meet Big Jorg soon. Why? Stuff in the forest needs doing. What are you two planning? Nothing. We're just carrying logs. Huh. Why would you do that? Well, we lift big logs to see who's stronger. It's a contest. Does anyone else participate in this contest? Not usually. There aren't many others in Tassing strong enough, other than Big Jorg. Simon's big like Sepp was, but he's not interested. Sepp? Do we know Sepp?
I don't remember Sepp at all.
I don't know. We could totally have seen that guy. My memory is, he's always busy taking care of the farm. Maybe Apollo can join us one day. He's been getting stout the last few years. Well, all right. Who's winning so far? Jorg. But barely. I've been gaining on him. He's growing older and softer with his council work. So this is a thing that men just do from time to time? Well, me and Jorg, sure. I don't know about anyone else. You're welcome to join us, Magdalene. You happen to have small logs that would suit me? Oh, plenty of trees in the forest. We'll find you what you need. Maybe it'd put some meat on those bones. Sure. Maybe I'll drop by someday. Christ, Jorg will get a kick out of that. You really mean it, right? Well, now that I've said it, absolutely. Great. I should get back to work now. Until later, Magdalene. Yeah, until then. What a weird... There's a bunch of weird people live in this town. Alright, nothing of value out of Hannah or Killian. Killian is still very polite and enthusiastic to see us. God bless you, Magdalene. Hello, Wislav. I have an odd question for you. Oh? When I was exploring the Abbey for the mural background, I stumbled upon some stray cats. Were there a lot of cats during your time? Yes, as a matter of fact, there were. Well, there were always cats around the Abbey, but one summer they started begging for food. Persistent little creatures. My brother Lucas swears he never fed them, but I have my doubts. Well, they seem to have made the Abbey their home now. Huh, good for them. At least someone's making use of that old structure. Thank you for telling me, Magdalene. Yeah, be well. Weird.
We can't ask him about the thing that we were supposed to ask him about at all. That's...
Nope.
All right.
All right. And Hans says, hello, Magdalene. Hello, Magdalene. How's the weather? We've been preparing for the feast in here all day. Well, it's colder than usual. I'm glad to be indoors now. Well, it's been colder than I remember it being for decades. At least we're in here where we can keep our fingers warm. You'd better keep your fingers out of my dough, Master Bauer. I didn't do anything. You've snuck your little fingers into my cookie dough 3 times today. Do it again and I'll wrap your knuckles with the back of my spoon. Don't anger Mistress Matilda, Simon. Yes, sir. Sorry, Mistress Matilda. We need enough dough to make cookies for the entire town. You can't be eating it all. Anyway, what did you come in for, Magdalene? Well, I was hoping you could tell me what you remember of the revolt. I was too young to remember much of it. No one ever seems to talk about it, and Mistress Matilda and Master Wojslav, you two are the only ones left who used to live in the Abbey. The only ones who stayed, anyway. Matilda and I had been friendly enough with the people in town. We put it behind us in time. You can imagine the other brothers had little reason to remain. Old Adok made it out. I think Father Gernot paid for him to go back to an abbey in Cornwall. I'm not sure what happened to the others. All gone in any case. But the whole thing is a sensitive subject, Magdalene. Why are you asking?
I'd go with the bottom one.
Yeah, I'm pretty torn on this top one. I'm pretty torn on how I think this is going to be received. Yeah, the bottom one's probably safer. I want to portray the event truthfully in the mural, so I'm trying to hear everyone's account of events. Although saying a thing that's intentionally provocative might also be valuable.
Yeah.
For the excuse me, finger twitch there. He said something about seeing it portrayed right. Y'all can rewind a little bit and look at that word bubble. Oh wait, Magdalene, here. Come cut out cookies with me first. That way we don't fall behind while we chat.
Are we gonna get a cookie cutter minigame?
Almost certainly, right?
Oh, yes. I love that.
All right, Magdalene. Cut out cookies from the dough and set them aside so Simon can put them on a tray. We'll need a good number in a variety of shapes, so don't hesitate to change which cutter you use. We have to have enough for the whole town, after all. Yeah, so how would you make, like, the best use of the space, right? Cut. Wait. Press. Rotate. Cut. When I left click again to cut, it's not. Is it mad because I'm not on the screen? Is rotating how you usually? There we go. It's weird that took so long to dial it in.
I don't usually do rotations when I do cookie cutter.
Maybe I was just too close to the edge. Maybe that was the problem. Because now it's working flawlessly. But maybe I was like off the top a little bit. That's what it's trying to communicate to me with the red, but it's not doing a great job. Like trying to maximize space here. This one didn't work out so well. Let me do a diamond here instead. Jump.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of, yeah, that's something.
Yeah.
Hearts. Can I, like, I don't know. This is fine. How do you do a good job cutting cookies? Who even knows? If only there was some kind of branch of science that was devoted to the mathematics of tessellating shapes or something. A pipe dream. Can you imagine living in such a world? Oh, look at this. Look at this. Perfect.
I have exactly one cookie cutter.
Yeah.
That I own. It came with my copy of the Rosenberg game Patchwork.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Did yours not come with that?
I will say I do not own Patchwork. Mike owns Patchwork, but I've certainly. Is yours the Christmas edition?
Mine's the Christmas. Yeah,
Okay,
it was on sale, so I got the Christmas edition.
That makes a little bit more sense. Look at all the space I'm using. Can I, if I rotate this? No, that's never going to work. Ah, no. Well,
Maybe.
well,
Yeah.
a big pile of various cookie shapes. Yeah, like the very subtle red flash when you're in a spot and it doesn't like you being in that spot, I think is a little, it could be clearer. It could be clearer that it is failing. And especially it could be clearer why, because I think the problem I'm having here is that I'm too close to the bottom of the screen, but it's not really like, it could tell me what's up. Here, we can get a bird out of this space. There we go.
I'll probably get a bird in that space. Maybe.
Here?
Yeah. Maybe. Maybe not.
You might be right. If I can get this. I think I'm probably a little close to the edge now.
Okay. Never mind then.
There we go. You were right. Look at all them cookies. Are you done? Oh, these look wonderful. Thank you. I just got an achievement called Cookie Master, which is not usually the word people put after cookie when talking to me, but you can make more if you want, but it looks like we have enough. No, I think that's good. They'll just let you keep punching sheets of dough as long as you want, I guess. Thanks for helping, Magdalene. It's been a minute since we've had a little mini game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we better keep going if we're going to have everything ready by the procession tonight. So, what can we tell you, Mags? Well, I heard the Landsknechts came into town before the revolt and warned everyone to leave the Abbey alone. I'm going to phrase it this way. Did the Abbey really think threatening you would work? Father Gernot always used threats. If the rent wasn't paid, he would take our land or cattle or something else. Of course he thought it would work. But even Father Abbot didn't know about the Landsknechts. Father Gernot never threatened violence. By the time the soldiers arrived, there was little he could do. There were some people who wanted to talk. Master Mahler worked hard to keep the peace, but after Otto was killed... Oh, Andreas. A shame how he died. We at the monastery were fond of him. Dad said he was instrumental in keeping the revolt from getting out of hand. He regrets not standing by him. Yes, he was. He had a personal dinner with the abbot to try and discuss things, I believe. A pity they couldn't come to an agreement. Yes, Andreas did a lot of good for Tassing, and Kirsau too. Even if the old abbot failed to admit that. He even revealed corruption in our own midst. The old prior, Ferenc, had been doing witchcraft in the church. I still grieve that he died in the Abbey fire. I know your father does too, Magdalene. People really think he died in the Abbey fire. This is my other problem with the Mahler being alive thing, is people talk like there was a body.
I don't.
And I don't like it's not.
I don't. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
There's a certainty. There is a certainty that he died. That
Yeah.
Just I think we would have heard at least a little bit of, and his body was never found, or
See, I think him going into the Abbey while it's on, going to the library while it's on fire, and like not coming out and never coming out, that's enough for him to say, "Oh yeah, he died without a body."
Well, but there were so many people who knew about the secret passage, right? Like
maybe
we knew about the secret passage. There's so many, like Sister Gertrude for sure knew about the secret passage and still lives in the town.
Did they know that he knew though?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it
because
doesn't.
he came up with them, didn't he? Yeah.
Also, it doesn't.
Okay.
Also, it doesn't matter because like the existence of the passage is enough. I don't know. It just doesn't. We don't. I'm gonna stop looking ahead.
Well, no. I'm sorry. They know about the secret passage from the crypt to the library.
Yeah.
do they know? They did not know about the tunnels that he's been making use of.
Well, I mean, they wouldn't need to though. Like the fact that there's a secret passage to underneath the library, underneath the church would have been enough, I would say, for them to be like, well, the fact that he didn't come out doesn't mean he died in there.
I think what it is that you would actually ask those questions. I don't think they had any reason to. I don't think they had any reason to try to find the body. I don't think they had any reason to suspect there wouldn't be a body. They wouldn't have thought of it.
That's literally how you determine people are dead, though.
That's how we determine people are dead.
No, hold on. This is people in the 1500s had object permanence. It's not just like, well, I haven't seen someone for 3 hours, so I guess let's formally declare them dead.
That's not what I'm saying, but people, I know what you're saying, honey, and like there is a whole legal process to determining someone is dead. There's a whole legal
right?
Yeah.
And that process is based on there being a body.
But I don't know if that formal process necessarily existed in its full form in, early modern Bavaria.
I certainly don't know like exactly what their process is in the 1500s, but it has to be based on the same, right? Like,
can I tell you something I didn't know?
Okay, go ahead.
Until last episode, I didn't know pockets were invented in the 1700s. I had no, I never thought about where pockets came from. Okay, would not have known.
We're gonna have a chat after the episode. Speaking of after the episode, we're 65 minutes into this thing.
Okay.
Focus. You who are definitely the problem here. So, gosh, this is the part where we have to say a thing that's going to be received differently by different people in the room. Yeah, but wasn't the revolt in general justified? Yes, I think so. We couldn't even collect in the forest without a fee. Your dad kept saying we couldn't live with higher and higher taxes. The night Otto died, the abbot was trying to excommunicate everyone for celebrating St. John's Eve. A lot of people thought the abbot killed him in revenge. It turns out it was Brother Guy. He was embezzling funds from the Abbey. Still, after Otto and Ulrich, that was too much. We burned the mill with both bastards inside. The abbot promised to help if Andreas found the person who killed Otto. All we wanted was to talk. You mean no one was supposed to burn the Abbey down? Why would anyone want that? We sought justice, not murder. It was too much for Peter. Leonard was one thing. He just killed Ulrich, but to burn the Abbey. When the Landsknechts saw the fire, they thought they had another revolt on their hands. Even Father Gernot couldn't stop them. We all fled. Brother Florian saved as many as he could, but... Peter was wrong to burn the Abbey, but what the soldiers did, that was awful. Dad died protecting me, stabbed in the chest. I don't even remember what he was wearing, but I remember how dark the blood was when we found him. Almost black and sticky like treacle. Dad socked one of the soldiers in the face, but another was right there, and... Magdalene, can we stop talking about this? Yeah, of course. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset anyone. Thanks, Magdalene. It's hard to discuss sometimes, you know? Good luck. We'll see you at the procession later. Until then. Okay, so every time we choose to talk to somebody, it's going to pass a considerable amount of time here. All right, well, that was grim but productive, I suppose. Mm-hmm. And that is definitely where we need to call it for today. Time got away from me a little bit there. I was not paying attention. When you come back next time, we're going to be continuing to interrogate people, but perhaps slightly more discerningly. We're gonna make sure we hit the really important ones, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe getting to work on the final part of this mural. Like I feel like we're actually getting pretty close to the end of this thing.
I do feel like we are. Yes, I've really enjoyed doing this with you, sweetheart.
Aw, me too.
Thank you for having me along.
So come back next time for semi-conclusive events. So we're in the rising action. We're in the rising action for sure. And also probably fewer than 45 minutes of digressions. And we'll see you then.
I would have counted that last part.
It's not a problem. It's not legally binding.
Okay, thank you. You can buy me, but not legally.
Amabel.